I think we're live, John.
We are live. Welcome, everyone. This is our Q&A, coaching the first time with Raj Anderson and me. Really excited for you to be here. We're going to go for 20 minutes today and get into it. And I do have one fun announcement to make, but I'll do it now. So I've been doing these things. I'm going to start dropping daily videos this week. This is the week that I'm going to start. We're calling them Let's Life Coach. So they're little snippets where I take a bit of a speech, looking at TED Talk, looking at a motivational speech, even parts in movies, and then break them down word for word, break them down and ask 3 life coaching questions with pause video moments. They're meant to be, an inspirational start to the day. The one I did most recently, I looked at, that one quote from Stoicism where you see like the obstacle is the way. Right, where the obstacle becomes the way. Well, it comes from Marcus Aurelius, his Meditations, book 4, chapter 1. And so the video that I made last night, I want to remake it because I want to get a little more into it. But I break down the ancient Greek and what the words actually mean. Go into it just a little bit. It's close. It's not a bad translation, but what it really means. And then Raj, I know I'm totally hijacking this whole thing, this whole introduction.
I'm excited.
But the idea is, so you have the metaphor as an obstacle in a way. It's a pathway. In this, it's fire is the metaphor. So what Marcus Aurelius is talking about is where you want your internal fire to burn so brightly, to be so strong that whatever is thrown at it, the fire is strong enough to be able to consume it, to literally to take the material of the challenge and the obstacle and to bring it in and use it as fuel. So it's more like obstacle becomes the fuel rather than obstacle becomes the pathway. But it's not a bad translation. I really like obstacle, let the obstacle become the path. Yeah. Love that. This adds a little bit more nuance to it. Like, the obstacle becomes the fuel. And it talks about if your fire is big, it consumes it. If it's small, it gets stifled. Mm-hmm. So it's just a little taste of what's to come. But we're going to start doing those daily. I have 7 of them made. I hope to drop them, probably Thursday, Friday. So if anyone who wants in on the very beginning, the first one, keep your eyes peeled, probably Friday. We'll see.
I want in. Where will I find it?
We're going to put them on YouTube first and our blog. So if you're subscribed to the blog and newsletters, we're going to start doing them. That's
exciting, John. Your energy around this, you're so pumped. What is it that you're so excited about?
Oh, it's this project. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been talking about getting these done. The last time I did this was when I did this for 6 months where I did videos. We went through the character strengths and virtues and I wrote something every day and looked at it like a curriculum that we were going to go through, and I got so much out of it. What's amazing about this video project is how much I am absolutely loving it. And it really is rocking my days. I'm like, we're going out. We have a small team of people trying to find the most motivational stuff. Then we break it down into coaching questions. It's lovely. And I can't wait to share it. It's going to be so good. Yeah. So, it is rocking my world. I'm always just saying this project looks good on me. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. And really thankful for the team and all the support. So we can do it.
And now I just want to hear more, but I guess I should probably get to the questions, shouldn't I?
What are the questions? Let's go. And we'll still do this Q&A. I love these Q&As, and I'm feeling like this also takes more shape too, where I feel like this whole idea of life coaching and, really going after what you want in life, it can be so subtle, but it's so profound. All right, we should go for the questions. Yeah, Raj. Well. And how are you doing? Am I feeling like, how was your life?
Really great, John. Really great. I'm actually excited to hear the first one. And as you said, I think it's going to be inspiration for even what we chat about here. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go into my core motivation 1 and be sensible here, even though I want to chat more about some other things. I'm going to go to the first question then, John. And I think you're perfectly set to actually answer this. I'm a new coach wanting to increase my credibility as a coach. What suggestions or tips do you have?
Getting certified is essential. I would assume that that's the known. That's the obvious one. The thing, so the idea is for, I mean, it's almost the counter question would be for what purpose? What's the purpose of trying to gain credibility? I know looking a lot of these videos, like getting into social and looking at the marketing of it, there is a lot of misinformation and people are mean online about coaching. And I can understand why, because there are a lot of people who are not credentialed who say that they are a coach. I think it speaks to the larger question of marketing coaching in general. And when people need to market coaching, you need to understand that yes, you need some credibility. You need to be in there and have your credential. But beyond that, your marketing, your discussion, it's all about the people you're trying to reach. It's all about what value coaching can provide to them. So the name of the game of marketing and coaching is, what can you do to sustainably provide value to your target audience for free? So what workshops can you do? What sort of, I don't know, curriculum can you provide? You know, really light curriculum, maybe do a couple of the introductory exercises for people on a rotating basis. You want to make your marketing as much about the other people as possible, as soon as possible. And these ideas around, that somehow your marketing or your coaching is about you, it's not. It's not about you at all. Your marketing is 90% about your target audience.
What would you say about building a brand or thinking about, what is my brand as a coach, or what impact am I looking to make? How does that fit here?
I'm going to go tell him to just chill for like 10 minutes. All right.
Okay. So as John has gone to do that, I know we're live. I'm going to kind of keep talking a little bit around, for me, it is important to think about brand and what the connection is between brand and credibility. So, and brand is what other people say about you, not what you are saying about you. And one of the things that's been really important for me is to be known for providing a trusting environment, that I am relatable. And for me, it's really important that I'm able to bridge the gap between both the strategic world and, what might be known as spiritual world, or the mindfulness and the emotional fitness. So, John, I decided to just keep talking for a bit.
Yay!
What brand meant to me.
Yes.
And now we're going to come back to the question I was asking you around, where do you think brand fits in with credibility?
That's a great question. I think I've been looking at branding, especially because, the whole website, I've been thinking this has been an ongoing thing. I have two minds to it. One is that there definitely is something to going through a more formal process of working with an expert, working with a coach to ask, okay, what is your positioning? Like before branding, start with a positioning statement. Before positioning statement, start with a mission statement. And if you go through this whole process, theoretically by the end, you will have a complete blueprint that will be a guide for you and your voice through all of your platforms. I think this is best practice. If I had a time machine and could go back 10 years, I probably would have done this more consciously and not let the brand just grow or do whatever it needed to do. And even now I feel like, Coach Train EDU, I think we have an idea of it. Do we have a formal document as robust as I would like? No, but do we have a formal document? Yes. Now, making this video project, I'm talking like the last 2 months putting this together and actually getting videos made. I have discovered more about my brand in the process of producing something that I like, I make the videos and I actually watch them. And you know how hard it is to watch your own videos sometimes, and all the inner critics and all the stuff that comes up. This is the first time where I realized, this is authentic me doing my thing, doing what I like to do, doing what I like to watch. Like, I'm going to use these videos too. And in that process, I'm learning more about myself in this process that I feel like is also informing the brand. So I don't know if I would go after a brand as much as I would go after what's your project? What's the mission that you want to accomplish? And how can you live excellently to accomplish that mission? With that, out of that pursuit, your brand comes through. Your authentic self has to come through if you're producing something on a regular basis. So that would be the way that I would go. I mean, that is the way I am going now. And with these videos, I'm realizing, no, you know what? I'm more inspirational than like knowledge-based factual, but where you have knowledge-based factual, where that meets inspirational, that's amazing. Like, and getting into the source and looking at the origins of things, I really love that. I feel like it adds nuance. I feel like it adds a solidity, it solidifies it. And the same with the life coaching field. Like, we need to go back to a lot of where this came from. Oh, it came from humanistic psychology. Humanistic psychology has a really rich tradition. So, I mean, you start doing your thing. I think Gary Vaynerchuk said once, when you're creating something, it's not like you discover yourself as much as it does feel like that, or you build yourself as much as you reveal yourself. It's more like it's already there, but it just becomes more and more revealed if you're putting yourself out there and forcing yourself to do the thing where people, you're trying to provide value. People are going to criticize it. Some people criticize it. Some people don't like it. Other people will love it. That's how you know you're doing your work.
Thanks, John. I think we've got a couple of minutes.
Sweet. Yep.
So how important is authenticity to credibility?
I think people can feel it really quickly. When someone is saying something that feels inauthentic, you wonder, it just feels incongruent. There's an incongruence. I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of videos. We're going through a lot of videos. And you can tell within 10, 20 seconds, like, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. Or, I don't know, not this one. There is a little bit of that. I think people blink, and it's consistent with research. I mean, like it or not, people will judge us almost instantly within, 10 nanoseconds or something like that. Our brains make instant judgments really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can't, authenticity, I feel like it's something you just you can't do it by thinking about it. You find it by doing it. So go out and do it, and then find your authentic self.
Go out and do it. So how do you want to close us out today, John? You can feel his excitement today.
Oh gosh. I mean, these videos are I've been reading. I mean, it's a little bit like, it's hard. I mean, establishing your own business it takes a ton of courage. Like, you have to go out and face and take on fully the financial pressure of, if I'm starting my own thing, I am taking full responsibility for my income, and signing up for the roller coaster of someone signs up and you get paid, or someone doesn't sign up, you don't get paid. When anyone signs up for that kind of life, you have to find a larger mission or cause or something to get you pulled through. And I mean, I've spent years, living financially edge to edge, but having that larger mission and believing in what I was doing was the thing that worked. Now it feels like the name of the game is to find ways to remind yourself of your empowered perspectives, that empowered place where you feel like, you know what you need to do and you can consistently do it day after day for weeks at a time. And that's not easy to find. There's a bit of a scramble at the beginning. So I feel like once you get through there, you learn so much about yourself and how to motivate yourself through hard stuff, that when you do have things go your way, then it's like, okay, game on. How do I use this wave? How do I ride this wave? How do I use this momentum? Right now, Coach Training ED, we got some momentum. Like, we're we got some waves. So let's ride. Not the Denver style, but poor Russell Wilson. I really appreciate him so much. From his sports psychology, he's had a really rough year, professional sports wise. But yeah, anyway.
Thank you, John. So what I just heard from you is be prepared to ride those waves, have a why, be courageous, and be prepared to kind of be flexible if you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Russell Wilson talked about is separation is in the preparation. And this comes from Michael Gervais. There's a lot of this is in, sports psychology world, and applying that and thinking of the video that I'm making this after. I have a script going for this afternoon's video where we're going to talk about, loving the process. And this idea of looking at whatever process you're at in your life, doing that, design it so you love it. How would you design the process to love what you need to do? I think I've just watched maybe 5 different TED Talks, and all of them had the very similar message. And you start to see these messages repeated in different ways from different people, but it's very similar. It's, how can you craft a way that you get up and you are actually excited to do the most important work in your life? It's a big deal. Is it even possible?
Are you going to answer? Are you going to be answering that in one of your videos?
It's possible. It is possible, right? But it's a question, right? Do you believe it's possible or not? Is a big deal, because there are a lot of times I think in my own life I think no, it's not possible. I have to really slog through this, and I think that serves me well. I think it serves people well. There are some things that have to be slogged through, but then what happens when you catch those waves, when you find yourself spending larger and larger chunks of your day doing what you really love to do, and knowing that, yeah, I was born to do this work? That feeling of being completely engaged. And this is where I love the coaching profession so much, because I feel like what it gave me at a very young age is a roadmap to do that. It's a roadmap to listen empathetically to another human being. And as coaches, we have such an opportunity to be on that cutting edge of, it's a sacred place. It's this place of, I am listening to a human have new insights, break new ground, grow beyond any boundary that they've ever thought was possible. I get a front row seat in that growth. Yeah. You spend a decade in that life, yeah, you get hyped.
And with that, I think we're on time, John.
Oh gosh, I don't want to say the challenges are real. They hurt. We cry. We're sad. I get mopey for sure. But then there's a world that needs us, and there's joy in that. Raj, I feel like I just went. Like, how are you? Like, how? I feel like we need we need a Raj update, and then let's close it out.
I'm great, actually. I'm doing really great. I was just pondering on what you were saying, and it just connects beautifully. My word of the year is enrich. And I asked myself, how can today be enriching? Or even small moments, how can they be enriching for me? It's like making a cup of tea and stopping for a moment and savoring it. And then, of course, the bigger question for myself has been, how can I make an impact in an enriching way on the lives of my clients or the people that I interact with? So I'm just really grateful to be a part of this with Coach Training EDU, to be given this platform, to be able to speak to you, John, and ask questions and answer questions. So I feel really grateful today. Thank you.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here, being a part of this community. I got to run inside to cover for the little ones. And see you next week.
See you next week, and look out for those new recordings.
Yeah, hopefully Thursday, Friday. I know I'm promising them even before they're finally edited, but it's time. It's time to roll these things out.
Can't wait. Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.